A little cloudy, but not a bad day at all weather-wise. I don't know if I've introduced this to you guys yet, but this is our vegetable garden. I'm giving it a go. Got some peas there, some tomatoes obviously. Got carrots growing in here somewhere. Cucumbers all along the front, more peas there, and spinach. So, hopefully that goes well. Doing a real quick horsey check before, yes, Nanners, I understand. I know. See what I did, because I'm going to work with this guy. And I've mentioned this a few times when it comes to working with horses, training horses, is you want to have them have their tummy kind of full. And as best as possible. Why are you pooping in here? You should stop pooping in your shelter, man. Copying the vagrant that's next to you. Anyhow, he had a little bit left in his hay bag here, so I just dumped it out because I want him to have a nice full tummy when we start working. So that's why Nanners is mad. She's like, "Would you finish emptying out by?" Like, yeah, in a minute, maybe. You know, no rush. But when you're working with horses, you want to make sure they're not hungry. They're not. And plenty of horses do get worked when they're hungry, or they don't have enough food in their tummy. And the problem with that is that they're always making acid in their stomach, and if their stomach's empty, then the stomach acid is built up, and that is their life. Look at these things. Nice bushy tree now. It used to be just a tree like this. This thing here, it was all trimmed up. But I decided that I'd finally just have it turn into a bush, so I've let all the little suckers grow, and shabam, there you go. Peonies, they're coming along. Hello, Lena. Yes, can I just quickly see your eyeball for a second? Would you stop moving away? It's just a little goopy. She says, stop it. It's not where I need my rubbins. Hair's in the way, I can't get to it at all. Come here. There. See, you gotta come along and clean your horse's eyeballs sometimes. They get dust in them, and then it comes out into the corner, and you just give them a quick cleanings. Sorry, I don't have the camera on the scene at all, but you just kind of rub the corner here. Good God, get the camera straight, man. Just like that. And then, come here, Lena. I don't want to rub your bum. No, I don't. I just want to rub your eyeball. And they'll usually be pretty good at accepting rubbings on their eyeball, corner of their eyeball, because you're cleaning it out a bit, you see. Something like that, all clean. Thanks for tolerating me. I shall fix your hair again. All right, fine. Just a little though, okay? Still shedding a little. The little hairs. You're almost done. Okay, bye-bye. So what happens is that the acid in their stomach builds up and builds up, and as I was saying, if they've been fed that way for a little while now, then they'll probably have ulcers in that stomach acid that comes up. Hello, Fluff. I shall not fix your hair today in honor of Tina, who says she gets cringy when I do it. I shall leave your hair alone, but we will say hello. Hello. Look at her. And so with ulcers, with the stomach acid sort of bumping up if you're working and they're running around and they're getting worried and stuff like that, it'll come up into there and it'll really hurt. You'll get an even grumpier and less happy horse. Haven't dealt with his mole yet, but whatever. A lot of cottonwood cotton coming down, all these little white spots, if you can see them in here. Hello, Gracie. Who's a big horse today? How are your eyeballs? Do you need an eyeball cleanings? Just a little bit, eh? Can I see? What do you mean? I don't want your shoulder. Just give me your eyeball. I don't want it. All right, fine. It's just a little off the shoulder, would you? Neck? Is it there? My arm's in an odd position. It's come under the gate. There, let me try again. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Now can I do your eyeball? Thanks. Just a little bit. It's like when you take your kid to school and you're like, you know, you just gotta. I think it's like that. So that ulceration of the stomach and the acid is a bad combination for wanting to train a horse. They get pretty grumpy and won't learn as much because they're in pain. When any horse or animal or human or anything is in pain, you just don't learn well. Right, Roo? Attaboy. Not gonna scratch. We're moving on for now. So fill them up with food before working, before riding. Just give them a half a flake or whatever, anything that's going to buffer that if they don't already have food. I'm just making doubly sure that he's got lots. Hello, Luke. How's it going, buddy? Looking good, pal. You look kind of grumpy. Are you out of food? Everybody's a piglet today. You guys are. Oh well. Food's coming up. So I make that a rule of thumb and have talked about that in the past. Here he comes. So there you go. That's my reasoning there. All right. So we're back at the back, very back, with Roni. He's got a little bit of food. He's got a little bit of food left. So he's munching away. Yeah, a lot of cottonwood. Cottonwoods are those trees there. Those guys are cottonwoods. And we've got lots. They grow easily, quickly. They put out lots of seeds. So we get lots of cottonwoods. Ideally, we would cut them down because they're they grow some pretty spindly, weird branches on there, and then the wind will knock them down and stuff, and the leaves are just absolutely crazy. In fact, these three here used to be cottonwoods. For anybody that's been here long enough on this channel, you would have known these trees when they were big. And they put out so many leaves onto the arena, and they were actually dropping large branches because the cottonwoods, it's none here, but anyway, so those cottonwoods, the branches, when it gets windy and stuff, tend to come off. So you want to be very cautious of that. The wood itself is useless. You can't use cottonwood for anything. It's a very porous, even this, you know, you can't really, they make great tables. So I left the stumps there, built a deck around it. I think I did a video about that. It was a while ago. Haley and I built that in a couple of days. And I always like to brag that I think she was 8, she spent 6 hours almost in a row building, putting screws in and cutting and measuring and stuff. Very proud, very proud. What are you guys doing yelling at each other? No yelling at each other. Gracie, be nice. Rue's a friendly sort, if not a little bit pesky. Hassling the girls when they're lying down. All right, you two. So there's a little horsey check, and I just went through a spider web. Roni's back there. I know it's been a while since I've done horsey check, and whether or not you saw anything in the last video that I did in the arena. He's back there because Ohana's kind of big and she rubs on the shelters quite a bit. So Roni's gone to the back, she's gone to the front. Roni doesn't have to be at the back, but these top 3 shelters are built differently than the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelters. Because they were original build, and all of the posts are 6x6. Oh, there we go. All of the posts are 6x6 and cemented into the ground. Very, very sturdy. But it's very expensive to build shelters like these because of the posts, cement, and it's difficult to do the dig. So I only made a few. So she's up here making a mess as usual. It's got a little more space than she had last time she was up this way. Still yelling at me about, hey, how come that guy gets some? I want some too. All right, Nanners, you're next. So we're gonna get on with some trailer training today. We've got the truck trailer in the arena. Always good to do trailer training in a controlled space and not when you need to do it. You know, like if you want to go out and about or do something, and then you're training them, trying to get them home again, it just doesn't fly. So let's go into the hay room. And you'll be out and about on the trail, and you'll be trying to get them back into the trailer, and it'll suck because, let's see, what should we do? We've got some hay here. Let's just chuck a bit until, just because I just can't have her staring at me so much, you know what I mean? This is just getting upset with me. So what we'll do is we'll give this to her somewhere on one of the mats. Anyhow, so yeah, trailer training is very important to do when you're in a controlled environment like the arena, in case anything goes south or you got to let the horse go or whatever you got to do. Take a little walk, do some little ground training, a little lunging or something kind of thing. Lunging being sort of a more controlled, careful lunging effect. Okay, Nanners, I'm going to see if I can get it all the way to that other mat. Watch out. Huh. There, that's pretty good. Okay, you happy now? Wow, eh? This is a vacuum. So, we're going to get on with trailer training next. I'm not doing all of them. And as soon as he's a little more done. So let's get on with that right now. Ah, memories. Come on, big guy. He says, there's no chance that we're doing this trailer training thing again. It sucks. So yesterday we got a couple of loads done. Well, 2 minutes after that video, there we are. It just kind of came up. I didn't think it would. We've been in a long time with those front 2 feet. And I wouldn't say that he was a big fan of it. He wasn't like, yay, let's get in the trailer and do things. Come on, buddy, let's go. Bump, 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 bump. Thanks. Come along. He also doesn't like the gate much. So when I get him in here, he's always like, the gate's going to eat me. And settle down, big guy. Settle down. It sounds ridiculous because he's just standing there doing nothing. But I can tell he's a little worried. He's got his eyeballs in other places, and he's looking at the truck and trailer. I didn't want to go over that way again. Are you rubbing your chest on something? He says, can we leave now? No. This is where we go. So we're going to hopefully, look at him go wide. You're on the wrong side. He's on the wrong side because the trailer's here and he doesn't want to go to the trailer. So these are all little telltale signs of possible trouble that we might have. So this is what it looks like to us and the horse, and something to consider. Here he is way over here. His head is to the other way. He's looking down. Hey Luke, help me now. So we're going to walk. I'm trying to walk this way and up I go. And so here is where the patience comes in. And yesterday's work, bump, 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 good boy, was significant. I'm really, really hoping that everything I did with him stuck. We're going to do this for a week. I'm going to make sure it really proper sticks. He won't come with bump, bump. There we go. And you want to try to be quiet when you're doing this. We don't want to be noisy if we can help it. There are some cases where you got to, you know, if you're in more of a rush or you've got to get going or you're capturing them from somewhere and you got to get noisy. He was originally put in the trailer kind of noisy, which is in cases of sort of emergencies or medical or you know, there's just no other way around it. Circumstances have demanded that we've made an unfair situation and make it a little more unfair in a way. I don't think that it can be helped all the time. So I try not to judge too much those kinds of things, and I would hope that others wouldn't as well. But it's if we were just going out for a ride I was just wanted to play, and I just wanted to goof around or something like that. I don't have any tensions on here. I'm actually in pause mode. He is too. It's just kind of there. Like, he could come in if he wants to. I'm not doing anything, but he might think about it. And I'm just talking to you guys, sort of killing time. If you're just going out for a ride, or you need to go to competition or something like that, and the horse won't load, then I do think it's unfair. So there's the difference between a medical problem, where you got to get a horse to a vet. There is a survival problem, or something where you're going to rescue them from somewhere and you just need them on the trailer so you can get them to the next location where they can just settle for a while, like he has here. He's been here, I think, almost 2 months now. So it's time to get on with this trailer business. So this week is dedicated to doing the trailer stuff. So now I'm going to start asking a bit more, because we've been standing here and he's had a little think on it, and I give a little bump, and I'm really hoping he'll have stuck with the stuff we did yesterday about coming on and it being okay. And when he does get on, he gets all kinds of lovely pets and whatnot, has stuck. And I'm going to take another step back and I'll continue to bump. There, he gives a little try. So relieve him just for a second, and then we'll keep going. Bump. So we're really just kind of providing this vibration in the line, because if you were to just maintain pressure, a lot of horses can just ignore that. They just tune out and they don't care. They can be pulled on for quite a while. But when you're sort of bumping on them, you're saying, hey, I'm still here. It would be really cool if you could pay attention. And there he is thinking about it. So I'll relieve that bumping and stop being such a pest. It's not much different than getting their legs chewed on, or their dock chewed on, or their side of their body chewed on. There, he thought about it, but he's sort of an underachiever. So let him back a little, let him come forward a little. He might want to look down and check out the ground. He's kind of chill about it. He's seeing what Luke's doing. Another thing that you can do when it comes to trailer training is grab yourself your good horse, if you've got one. And there, he's approached. We'll relieve again, but we're going to ask quickly again, because he's sort of underachieving. He's thinking about it. We'll let him sniff a little. He's not trying to really escape much. I might need to pet him, to be honest. So I'm going to hold a little bit of pressure here, and I'm just going to pet him. I'm going to say, you're doing okay. You'll make it. So you want to be the draw in this case. There. Pull again. There's a foot. And we'll ask him to hold there. I don't want him to go too far back. I'm just going to bump him forward, and that'll be good. That'll be good. We'll pat him. Tell him he's a big horse. You're a big horse. Good boy. Little screechy scratch of the ears, and that'll be fine. And come back, and when I come back here, I say, hey, can you draw up with me? Come up. How about a little stumpy stump? Bump. Little vibration in that rope. Keep going. He's underachieving. He says, well, how long can I underachieve for? I don't know. A while, I suppose. Bump. And we just wait. There's an underachievement. Ask again. And just be patient. There, he's just, give a little bit of effort. It's so hard for me. I have to lift my whole leg up. That thing weighs at least 20 pounds, man. 20 pounds of leg. It's a bump. Oh, he's gonna go poops. So I'm just gonna hold lightly. I'm not gonna bug him while he's pooping. So let him go poop. A lot of horses will go poop when they're trying to load in a trailer. I had one horse poop 8 times trying to get in. 8 times. So worried. Okay, come on up. You're done poopins. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a tough gig here. I'm gonna back up because he took a step forward with his back foot. That's friendly. I like that. And we'll just continue with the bump. It's like 5 to 8 pounds of pressure. It's not much. Just enough to be a total pest. So we'll wait. He's thinking about it. So I gave a little release there, but now I'm going to back to bumping. Have him think a little bit more. And he's not one of those horses that's rearing up and trying to escape and trying to go places and bumping into the top. Or there, I'll let him have a little sniff and check out where the ground is. But there are a lot of horses when you go to try to load them, and they're rearing and they don't know what to do with themselves. They're so scared. So I want him to go down and sniff that ground a little more, check out exactly how far down it is. He's got a fly on him that he was trying to get for a second there. Now the halter is kind of loose. I don't like a loose halter. I left it loose on him because I'm hoping that I don't have to do, or he won't sort of instigate any pulling, because I really only got the back of his head. I don't have the halter on properly where it's around his jaw. He needs to have a scratch. So I'm actually going to approach him quietly and say, you can have a scratch if you need. He says, something's bugging me. I know, there's a fly on you, you can get it. Now he's just thinking of leaving. Okay, so let's bring him up again. And all the way on. Come on, boy. Nope. So we'll bump. He needs to check out the ground a little, no problem. Although sooner or later this turns into a bit of, not a habit, but sort of they kind of think that if they just sort of put their head down, it's what you want. Horses don't necessarily know. Good boy. Okay, I'm gonna let him just sort of get comfy back there, because he's sort of stomping the trailer. And that's a good thing. Horses will always stomp a trailer. You'll be in here and making noise, and sometimes that'll really freak them out. They'll get themselves pretty worried. So I don't have any pressure. You can see there's some slack in this rope. But now I'm going to give a little. Attaboy, good boy. Stompy stomp stomp. Stompity stomp stomp. Making music. Come on up. Alright, check it out if you need to. Now the other thing you can do is you can use food, maybe. Some people say never use food to get a horse into a trailer. I don't agree with that. I think you can use food. I'm going to have him come up. There we go. There we go. Good boy. Check it out. Where is it? How far you got to put your leg up? Little pressure. Bump. It's not much. He's really kind of brought himself up here though, so I think he's going to make it pretty soon. He's thinking about it. So I'll hold there a little. Oh. Make sure you got good boards in your trailer. Horses, so they're stompy stomps. Can you please launch yourself upwards? Now he's taking another step with his back legs, so I'm taking a step back too. Good boy. I'm going to hold here. I'm going to hold, and he's not. He's going to fight a little, but I'm going to say, can you please come with me? You're almost there. Right leg, left leg. Come on, and there's not a lot of pressure. You give them their head a little bit. Now, bump. He can make it. He can make this. If he wanted to, he could make that. Little bump, hold pressure. Not a lot. Again, I've only got my hands like this. It's not, I don't have gloves on. I'm not armoring myself up so that I don't get rope burn and stuff, because I'm going to go with him if you really go backwards. And it's just to maintain a bump. And it's friction provided by, what, 2 fingers? This finger here, this one over here, and then this one here, and the thumb. And you're providing just a bit of friction so the rope doesn't slip out of your hand too much. But you wouldn't get a rope burn if he were to go backwards. It would just pop out. Oh, good boy. Come on. Let's have him think for a second. Okay, try again. Just a bump bump. You can't pull a horse onto a trailer much. It's hard. If you really needed to, it's better to drive them on if you're going to do that crap. In a chute. If you really had to. So, just a bump bump. Good boy. There he's thinking about it. He's like, ugh, it's still morning. Haven't had a coffee yet. Good boy. Oh. See, I couldn't pull at that point. I knew he was going to go backwards, so I have to kind of let him go backwards a little. And he's going to work at this thought process. And he knows I'm not going to give up because yesterday took over an hour for sure. Rue's running around. I don't know what he's running around for. So he's checking that out. He says, no, I don't want to go in. Somebody's got something in the back there. So, there you go. Good boy. Come on. You're almost there. Oh, he's getting ready to jump up. What are you going to do? You got your back legs up, forward. How about put front legs on? A little bump bump. And there's definitely a case of where you can sort of overdo a trailer training session. If you can stay pretty calm, you can go for quite a while, I think. You know, I mean, horses play for a long time. They do a lot of things for a long time. But if you're just sort of just maintaining a little bit like this, you can go for quite a while, as long as you've got the time for it. He's thinking. I might need to pet him soon, you know. I might need to tell him he's a big boy. He should come on up. So I'll give a little more bump up here. We'll check this out. Maybe he'll have a foot come up. There, he's adjusting his weight. That's a good thing. We want them to adjust their weight. I'm going to pet him. See how I can release on something. So I'm going to come up and just say hello. Hello, friend. You should come up into the trailer with me and hang out. It's a good time in here. You'll get all kinds of scratches and good stuff like that. So try again. Bump, 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 bump. There, he's thinking about it. So a little underachiever again. So say, can you please overachieve for once? You know where the trailer is. You've sniffed it. You've looked at it. It's okay to step up. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Patience, time. Like I said, I mean, I'm just going to let him sort of do his licking his lips thing for a minute. He blinks a few times, you know, that kind of thing. So he just doesn't want to come. He's like, I don't want to. This is not what I want to do right now. I want to just eat food and laze around some more. Well, today's the day, buddy. Today is the day that we just get pesky. So it's kind of long. And I'm thinking, you know, it looks a lot like this for a while until you sort of have a bit of a breakthrough. And then you start making a little more progress. There, you got your feet there. That's good. He's ready. Like, his feet are in the right position to do everything wonderful. So we'll just keep on bugging him. Oh, there's a whole foot. Oh, big stretch. That's not bad. That's not bad. So we can build on that. So we'll keep bumping. Have him come up. And then I'm going to go pet him. Say, you really made an effort there. You're a big horse. Good job, buddy. Good job. Can you come on up, please? I'm gonna bump. We're back to... Now, we don't want to bump, but we want him to know that we're going to bump, and give him a hard time. So every step he takes, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I take a step backwards as well. And I want him to come in with me. I'll make a little space. Another thing is some horses are crazy, man. They will leap up. Gracie's a great example. Leap up into the trailer like it's a 4-foot jump. And when they get in, you're sort of crowded. Now I've got a 3-horse trailer, and I've taken out the dividers. There's no dividers in here. Well, we was thinking about it. Come on, buddy. So there's a lot of space in here now. But when the dividers go back in, there'll be a lot less space. And so that's going to be something to practice as well. It'll be a different scene altogether. Come on, stop underachieving. Leap up. Let's go. And for a horse too, weirdly enough, you know, when the space changes, they get kind of worried, you know, like, oh, it's a different trailer now. Oh, you got a knee up. Keep trying, buddy. Come on. Come on. Boy, good boy. I'm gonna hold, save it. Oh, you suck. So again, it's just, you know, just a little bit of friction here, and you can put a lot of pressure on. It's finger pressure that I'm using when I bump. So I go bump kind of thing. So it's not a lot, but it is pesky. It is really pesky. He's thinking about it. His feet are really moving now. I'm all the way almost at the back, which is fantastic. It's good progress. He's getting there. He's getting there. I'll relieve a little. I'm going to extend out a little, and then I'm going to pull back in with my arm just a little bit, and a bump with the fingers. Bump. Keep. Come on, overachieve, buddy. Overachieve. And we're just waiting. Just waiting. Just a bump. The vibration so he doesn't fall asleep on the end, because sometimes if you were to just hold, they get pretty dozy. I mean, his eyes are kind of like, meh, yeah. What's going on, buddy? Come on, up. Good boy. Okay, so there's a little movement again, and I want to go to him once again and just say, look, pal, it would really mean a lot if you could pop in here, and you might just rub the back of their head a little, just in case. Another reason actually not to, you can actually, there's a bit of cushioning that gets provided from their mane, so I'm not chopping their mane off. We're actually giving them a bit of a pillow back there for a halter. See, we'll get there. Come on up. Come on, you know how this ends. There's the concept of how much training is too much training. That goes around. Like, when do you know when to stop, and when do you know when you've done too much, or you haven't done enough, or you've let off on a point? Because a lot of people will talk about horses having a plan. They want to, come on, man, you almost made it. You're really getting there. Having a plan to thwart your plans, but they don't, you know. And a lot of times it comes down to who's got more patience for the activity than the other, especially ones like this, getting in a trailer. It is long, sometimes. And we'll let him swallow his saliva, lick his lips, and back to the position. Up you come. Keep trying, buddy. Oh, you're getting there. So he moves, I move. Bump. Overachieve. Come on, pal. Come on. I know. Good boy. Good boy. I'll relieve on that. It's a big stretch, he says. Okay, it's the second stretch you've done. Do you need to stretch that leg anymore, or can you do the other one? So he moves, I move. He goes backwards, I walk backwards. He walks forward, I walk backwards. And a bump. That's not bad. Come on, man, you're an underachiever. Let's see if you can overachieve and make everybody happy. Mainly me. Come on, get in here. He's shuffling. He's thinking about it. Come on, big guy. Come on. Right foot, left foot. Bump, 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 bump. And, you know, it's really player's choice when it comes to figuring out if you've done too much. If you find yourself, I guess the rule of thumb might be, as a person training, like if you're training and you find yourself tired, you find yourself starting to really lack patience, getting very frustrated, you don't understand, any of those things will definitely be flags, that little red flags that kind of don't let go. Oh, come on, big guy, come on. That you should probably either take a good break or quit for the day. That level of frustration will only inhibit your ability to think of new solutions or current solutions that you have, but you just don't think about it because you're frustrated, or your frame of mind is such that you stop thinking of the things that you would normally do that have been so effective up until that point. So like giving them a snuggle or something and just saying, "Ah, you're a good horse," or something like that, because you're starting to think they're a bad horse. It happens to everybody. Good boy. Save it. Oh, you didn't stick the landing. But I will come over and tell you that you're a big horse. Yes, you're a good boy. Come up and we'll just give him a little scratchings here. And we might even reach over to his withers a bit and let him know that we're pretty good friends for the most part. Okay. He says, well, if I can get scratchings outside of the trailer, what have I got to get inside the trailer for? More scratchings. So he's getting there. And so that definitely is one of the signs of where you should just say, well, I think we'll quit for now. I think we'll get on with doing something else, or switch the activity or something like that. Do something quieter. You know, the other bit that you might think about is what your horse is doing. If you find that they're going on the defense or even the offense after defense, dude, you're just getting, there you go. Start thinking. Oh, he's restructuring his balance. Sometimes you got to give him that a little. Recognize that they're just balancing their legs out a little bit, you know, to get a different spot. You want to allow them to do that. There we go. Save it. Try again. Up. Good boy. Save it. Save it. Right there. Up. Oh. He says, I don't know, man. Well, this is your life. I can't get you in here. I might not be able to get you to medical care if you ever needed it. So this is why we want to do this, because there's going to be a day. I had to take Roni in a couple of years ago or so. I can't remember when it was now. And when I first got him, he couldn't load at all. He was a real worrywart for some reason. It didn't take long to teach. Save it. Come on. Oh, almost. So I worked on training him to get him in the trailer and stuff like that, and then he loaded up just fine. And then one day he got really hurt, and the vet couldn't make it out. He says, well, I can't make it out, but my other guy is at the clinic right now. If you want to bring your horse to him, can you load? You know, can he walk and stuff? And I said, yeah, he can walk and he can load. So I'll bring him to you then. And he had to get stitched up. I think he needed 8 stitches in his foot, leg, the bottom, his pastern. And the only reason that I was able to have that done in a timely manner was because I was able to load him up. And so this is why we really want to, this is a serious issue. This is very, very important. We must be able to trailer our horses if we want to have a better chance of keeping them alive and in good health. And these are the times that we practice this. No, 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 don't go so far backwards. I'm going to hold him here. I'm going to hold him here. And hopefully he's going to relieve that struggle. I got a full hand on here now. So I'm holding. And I'm just going to wait for him to step forward. Bump, 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 bump. There. And so when you're doing this trailer stuff as well, you're also teaching for them to give to pressure from a halter and follow the lead rope a little. So it's normal. All horses have to give to pressure from a halter on the back of their head and their jaw. And one of the things that I'm starting to think about, as I thought maybe he would just, oh, he's getting there. I give him a loose rope on that. He's getting real close. I'll just draw a little bit here and see if I can get something. But I'm starting to think about that halter being loose and how I should probably just tighten it up. So I'm going to do that. Because what I'm doing is for a longer period of time maintaining only the pressure on his head. Hello, I know. And so we're going to get this thing fitted up properly. And I've talked about it before. The proper fit of a halter must go behind the jaw so that we have 3 points of contact. And it is what is referred to as just a 3-point contact fit. That must be for all rope halters. Some rope halters and almost all leather and nylon halters don't fit behind the jaw properly. So if we come over here, I don't know if he's worried about the camera, but it's going to fit behind his jaw like that. Leather and nylon, generally, halters, will not fit in that way. They will only give pressure on the back of the head. So now when I pull, I'm sort of, and again, you know, we think about halters and they're a bit of a cheat. You know, we have to think about what are we doing with horses with a halter and a lead rope. That's not bad. Is we're leveraging, we have to look at the science behind how this came to be. Somebody came up with the idea of roping an animal, and they knew that roping the neck is of no use. We have to rope the head, because the head is the biggest leverage point that we could have that'll make a difference other than a leg. So that's what halters are, and we accept that. We must. Good boy. Good boy. No, bad. Come on, get up here. And such as it is, you know. We've got the leverage on the head. If you've got the head, then you can control the body, which is plenty of times what we need to do, especially with a real dangerous one that's willing to. Okay, hold there. Take a step up. I'm going to hold. And really kind of push him up a little more. You almost made it, buddy. Try again. A little more. Okay, now I'm going to release right there. And his body posture, like how he maintained his body for a second there, is what clued me in. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch that, check that out, but to me that was a sign of I can release you. Now I'm going to try real hard to actually crawl up this rope. I'm going to hold a little pressure, and I'm going to crawl up the rope to pet him and say, you're a good boy. He doesn't look like he's leaving, so I'm going to take the pressure off of the rope, and I'll come up and I'm just going to scratch him and stuff. And some horses don't like this, some do. So far he's pretty good. So now I'm going to let him do what he wants to do here. If he wants to go backwards, I'll let him go backwards, but I'm just going to give a slight amount of pressure here. Not a lot, just the slightest amount. Okay, now I released, slight amount, just a little bit. It is this much now. This is what happens for me. Okay. Just a finger. I've got a finger's pressure. And there's not even any friction. My thumb is off. The only friction is between this finger and my middle finger. So index and middle. And I'm just holding. Because he's come a long ways. This is a big deal. And this is his third load in his life here. And he's thinking. He's like, well, I don't know. My front left isn't very properly perched. It feels a little strange. Good boy. Okay. I will wait. Patience. Lots of patience. Quiet. I might get quieter. I've been talking to you guys this whole time. It might seem weird to him. Be like, why does that guy keep talking? I'm going to take a step back. I've got just the tiniest amount of space here left to step backwards, but I'm hoping to draw him in. Again, looks like that. So here, if I can put this in, I'm going to give a little bump. Just vibration of my finger here. There. Release. He's thinking. He's like, well, do I actually have to? I actually have to draw up the... I might not have to do much at all. I'll ask him to come in. Say, come in, please. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, a little more. Okay, that's good. Now, while I'm actually messing with this, he thinks I'm pulling him, but I'm not. But I need to take up the slack. I actually don't have much more. I could go into the corner, but I prefer not to be in the corner. That's my last resort area to go to if I needed to be there. So against the wall is okay for now. And my middle finger is just kind of tight. So there we go. Okay, step up a little more. And he's loaded. At this point, I like to put the rope down, depending on what they look like, but he looks pretty good, so I'm gonna drop that. And we're gonna come up and say hello, check the eyes, make sure they're clean, they're spick and span clean, because I've already cleaned them. I'm gonna come up here, and we're just gonna come along and just give him some nice scratches. He loves a good scratch, especially his mane. So this is where this happens. This is where pure joy happens. I suppose if I had apples and carrots, it'd be even more pure joy. But he's here now, so we might just give him a light touch and hang out with him a little. He's quite calm, which is nice. I would like to see him a little more relaxed. He's stiff. He looks a little stiff to me. He's calm, but he's stiff. So I would like to see him less stiff. If he'd put his head down and check out the ground, that would make me feel a little better for him. He's worried, concerned. Somebody or a couple people had made a comment about whether or not he's in here and he's feeling like he's going to be taken away from here and he doesn't want to leave. There, see, that's good. He's having a shake. The whole trailer's shaking. It makes noise. There's a bit of draw, meaning that he's come to me a little bit. Okay, now he's sort of taking a breath. And now I'm actually going to wander all the way into the corner back here, and I've left him. If he wanted to leave, he could. I'd like him not to. Don't get me wrong. I don't want him to leave. But you see, he still hasn't shuffled his feet much. He still hasn't put his head down. But his eyes are dozy. His ears are back because he'd like to leave. Oh, that's good. See, you can check that out. He's on his own lead rope. He's been on his own lead rope before. So I've already worked on that a little bit with him. he knows to pick his foot up. So that's good to teach horses that. Get them to work it out. Get them to figure it out. So he's got to root around. There's a little bit of hay in there from his loading the last time. A long time ago when I first got him. And so that's what that is. Okay, we're just about done here. He's looking out the window. It's good. I'm happy that he's looking out the window. He's interested. His ears are forward. That's good. We want that. I'm going to snap my fingers. For the first time ever, I filled up my GoPro. So he just took a step towards me. I just turned off the GoPro because it's useless. So now we're on the phone. And I got limited. Ugh, you do not want to eat that. No, it's straw. Straw's for sleeping in. So I'm going to finish this up by leaving and pet him. I'll come in and pet him. And grab the rope. And I've only got one hand here, so it's a little awkward. And I'm going to have him turn around with me. So I'm hoping he'll follow like that. We've already done this twice. They can get pretty pinchy. You see how he's pinchy in this space? And he needs to have a little break. Oh, so I just needed to pet him. My other hand went down. So now we're on the edge here, and I'm going to leave first. So when I leave first, and I'll feed this out a little ways, and then I just simply get out of the way. And then I might ask him. I might do what my normal groundwork is, and I'll say, can you come out, please? But plenty of times I won't. Plenty of times I'll just wait out here. I'll make some space and let him jump out. Make sure the rope is out of the way. And just wait. Clean up your poo-poos. So he'll have a think, and I'm okay with him having a think. The longer he spends in there, the better. We can just enjoy the view. It's a beautiful day. Come on, big guy, you can come out now. Let's go. If you did find that your horse is still hanging out and stuck there, so we might as well work through this because I've only got so much time for my phone to take video. Just kind of pull them a little bit, and they'll leap out like that. Good boy. Thanks for coming back to me. I really appreciate that. And so that's it for trailer training. Beginner horse. He's thinking about leaving, and I turned around and faced him, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want?" So him and I are going to do this a couple more times, but I've run out of card space for taking videos. So hopefully this helps everybody on sort of things that you need to do. But I want to get it a couple more times because he jumped out and ran off, and he didn't do that yesterday. But he's done it today, and overall it's fine, but I'd like him not to feel like he needs to escape out of the thing and get so worried and stuff. And we're together, and it's okay. You're a good boy. So that's what we're going to do. Any questions, let me know. There are other ways to trailer train. This isn't the only way to trailer train. This is a way to trailer train. Look at him still following me. Okay, we're going to get on with this. So hopefully he'll just follow me in. And I'll report back when I'm done. Because I can't do it with my phone. It's much harder with the phone than the GoPro. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, he's come in 2 more times. And that's sort of the answer to the question. Look at that turn. That's a good turn. The answer to the question is, when is enough enough? This is enough. That's a nice little leap, and he didn't really go anywhere. We might pet him. Now I'm getting tired, a little bit tired. We spent probably 10-15 minutes getting two more done. So this is where I would say to myself, I think it's time to take a solid break maybe come back to this later if I want to, or just do it tomorrow. As I say, I'm going to do this for a week. A little quiet time like this, where you sort of pet them and you say that they're a good horse and everybody feels kind of good about stuff. A little scritchy scratch can end off things nicely, and maybe a little walk to get some grass or something like that, where he'll come along. But the trailer training is done for now, and that's sort of where I would end off on this training for today. So it's good. And that's it. That concludes today's video. Learning how to get into a trailer.